Welcome back to Armchair Pundits. Today we're going to be discussing the World Cup groups, Group C and Group D. Once again we have Leon.
Hello.
We have Yao.
What's up?
And we have Cyril.
How goes it?
So to bring up the World Cup groups to start off with, Group C contains Colombia, Greece, Ivory Coast, Japan, and Group D has Uruguay, Costa Rica, England and Italy. So we'll start off with Group C. Favourites in this group were Colombia because they had Falcao at the time. Second favourites probably got Ivory Coast and probably still are, but who knows, we'll have to wait and see. They could be favourites for the group now. And then you've got Greece and Japan. Leon?
Man.
How do you see that group with Falcao now yesterday being named out with?
In the groups of death that we have during this World Cup, and there's about 3 or 4 of them, this group is
level playing field.
Level play. Any one of these teams will fancy their chances of qualifying. Any one of these teams. Japan, very organised, and they've got a bit of quality going forward now, which they haven't had for a long time. Got quality now. Ivory Coast, they often flat to deceiving tournaments, let's be honest. These guys still haven't won the African Nations Cup. Shocking. And they should have about 3 or 4 times. They've had a chance to win that tournament, they haven't done it. In World Cups, again, they haven't got past the group stage. So for me, Greece. I think Greece are going to be annoy me again and qualify. They'll probably get 1 win and 2 draws and they'll qualify.
What do you need
somehow
to win these tournaments? Luck.
A great defence and luck.
What do Greece?
That's what they do.
Greece,
they have
exactly.
a great defence and
Greece
luck.
are good defensively and they work hard. So
Colombia.
Right. Jackson Martinez up front. I
still think that Colombia will qualify. The conditions favour them because they're used to it. And I'd go with Greece as the second team to qualify from this group just because of how plucky they are. They're really annoying to watch and for opposing teams to play against.
I've got a Colombian friend at work and he said the problem with Colombia now that Falcao's not there, Falcao and James Rodriguez were their best 2 players. And he said it's been proven that James Rodriguez does not play well without Falcao. He's distinctly average. So in theory, they've lost their best 2 players going into it. So can they win the group?
I think it all depends on their setup. They've got one of the things about Colombia at the moment is they actually do have a good second string of attackers, and I think it just depends on who they decide to go with. They've got Luis Muriel. They've got Carlos Bacca. Was it Bacca from Sevilla? They've got Jackson Martinez, who's been
he'll be the lead striker.
And obviously you've got James Rodriguez, Quintero as an attacker.
Quintero's pretty good.
From Porto. So they've got quality going forward. I think it literally depends on how those guys, the chemistry between them, how good they are together as a group.
I'm surprised you're writing off Ivory Coast.
I'm not
so easy.
Right. What I'll say about this, because obviously, I've been told from the first podcast of the World Cup groups that I was a bit harsh on Cameroon, so I've got to dumb down on that African teams. Look, I'll be honest with you, this group is a group of death. Okay, it's an average group of death, but it's a group of death nevertheless. Okay.
They've still got Mondragon.
Yes, they still.
At 42.
Yeah, boy.
Yes. Why would you be surprised?
Carry on. Sorry.
So I would expect Colombia to get out of the group only because it's a South American World Cup. I'm expecting them to be used to the climate and find a way of using the climate to their advantage. It is then a toss-up between Greece, Japan and Ivory Coast. And to be honest with you, for the sake of my sanity, Greece need to leave this World Cup. Okay? Because they bored the hell out of me. They are so boring. I will take Japan or Ivory Coast out of that group any day. I want Ivory Coast to get out of the group because the last 2 World Cups, they've just been shocking. Yeah. They've literally let me down. You can't have Drogba in your team.
But it's their defence that's always been the problem.
It's the defence, but then you've got people argued with me. I had this argument about who was player of the season in the Premier League. A lot of people said it was Yaya Toure, and he's coming off his season of a lifetime. Yeah. Don't you think that with him in there, he can maybe propel them? He's added more goals to his repertoire now. Do you think that he can maybe push them forward?
I'd like to see that. Me saying Greece is not out of love for Greece. Believe that. I would rather have Ivory Coast because they are a much better team.
This is the last hurrah for a lot of them. This is Drogba. I don't know why Colo's in there, but whatever.
And then you got Yaya having the other
leadership.
You got Yaya. So basically, This is like they're gonna.
They got Bonnie as well.
They got one for Brony as well, and he's had a standout season. He got
He done well.
26 goals.
He done
26
very well,
goals last season.
No,
So,
honestly, I think it could be Colombia, Ivory Coast.
I think it will be.
I don't want to say it will be because, as I said, Ivory Coast have really let me down in previous World Cup.
On paper, Ivory Coast look. They've always looked a good team.
Yeah.
And they've got goals in them on paper as well. So defensively, yeah, they're not too sound. But
I think that's where their problem has come in the past.
Well, you say that. I think they've got a few up and coming. You've got Serge Aurier, right back there, Arsenal and Liverpool. Apparently, Liverpool linked with everyone at the moment. But thereafter, so they saw that right back. After Boca,
He's been there for
a while, but he was called the African Roberto Carlos at one stage.
I don't know. That's a bit
I think just because he liked to shoot from distance, shot. On that basis alone. So Bamba has done okay over the years. I think my worry is that they now play Zakora as a centre back. That's one of my problems.
Let me tell you about this right here. What you just mentioned to me. That is the biggest amount of foolishness I've ever heard in my life. You want to play
They do say as a midfielder, as you get older, you go backwards.
Wow.
So he's gone back to play as a centre
You know, I'm just gonna wait for them to. Who's their first game? Who's it against?
Their
Please tell me
first
it's against
game
Japan.
is against
So at least they have some sort of a decent
Japan.
match. It's against Japan. Let's watch their first game first, because in all honesty, their first game will really tell you what Zakora doing at the back will do for them in the rest of this tournament. Because hearing Zakora at the back puts no confidence whatsoever inside.
And then with
that they'll get out.
just to add,
insult to
And
injury. We saw what he did at Liverpool this season.
Torre, let's be honest here. As much as Torre, might have leadership and might tell people, not to cry. Don't cry. It's all over. It's all over.
And plus, Colo's at least 44.
Easily.
Well, I could be wrong. It could be Kolo Toure, it could be Sol Bamba, and then Uria and Boca.
Yeah, it could be.
That
They might do that.
Zakora's going to start.
Just
we
see
don't know
him
where
come.
on the pitch, but he's starting.
But Ivory Coast, they should have the edge in terms of the climate as well, because it's more humid in Ivory Coast than it is in Japan. So they should be more used to that type of heat as well. So they should acclimatise easier. Which
Do you
give
play
them a
later
little
though?
Yeah,
For our time, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's true.
So it's later on in the evening. So it suits possibly both of them really.
I think for the countries that come from a warmer country, most of the games the climate will play a factor, and I generally believe that Ivory Coast could. This is their best chance, really. I won't say I believe they can get out of the group. I'll say this is their best chance to get out.
If you think about climate, all of these teams in this group are used to heat.
Well,
Every single one.
Well, Greece will take the mick because the Greece sun is no joke. So Greece.
Japan's humid, man. Japan is humid.
The summers are way hotter than ours.
So this is a very, as you said,
it's an average team. It's an average group of death. That's what it is.
Definitely, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah,
any one of these sides will fancy their chances in this group. I guarantee you. It literally just depends on who the matchups is going. It's going to be the matchup that decides it.
It's just because every team's got one or two clutch. Well, not clutch players, but every team's got one or two at least
Players that
recognizable players as well.
So Japan's got Kago and Honda.
Yeah, got Kago, Honda, and Yoshida as well that plays for Southampton. He got quite a few minutes this season as
The
well.
captain Sebe.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't really.
Nakatomo for Inter.
See, he's hit and miss. He's hot and cold, boy. He's more cold than hot, but hot and cold. So
It's actually I didn't put that much thought in, but it actually is really hard to pick two teams.
It's tough.
To be honest with you, I'm not picking Colombia because they
I'm
were
not
the favorite.
picking,
I'm picking Colombia because I generally feel they will find a way of getting out of this group, and I'm picking Ivory Coast because I feel certain things will go in their favor to get out of this group.
Colombia is as close to a home team as you can
Exactly.
get, so you do have to kind of favour the home team, and then basically if you say Colombia's one, then you got to pick one out of the other three.
And that's just pot luck, really.
Yeah, that's almost the pick 'em. But I'm gonna go. Me personally, I'm gonna have to go with Ivory Coast because I think this last hurrah. Sometimes these types of players, they tend when their backs are fully against the wall. They know they're never gonna see another World Cup in their lives. If they can't do it now, they're never gonna do it. I think that extra motivation might just.
I think for someone like Drogba, we've seen what he's like.
Yeah.
This is his last chance to lose.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen
He's clutch.
when it's last dance.
He's clutch.
Yeah. So I'll go by because it's the 17th.
So for me, I said it from the beginning anyway. I think it's going to be Ivory Coast second to Colombia. So moving on, to the next group. The group that
Everyone heard about
everyone wants to talk about.
Time.
We have England's group.
This is the wet blanket group. Because never in my time, I'm 31, I've been watching football for 26 years, I'd say. Never in my time has I seen England's media so down about England's chances in the World Cup. This is the only time they've been realistic in my living memory. I've never seen them be realistic, saying, "Oh, we might not qualify."
You know what?
What? We might not qualify. They don't even talk about winning.
Let me say this about this group here. We've got Uruguay and Italy. And I'm telling you that this could be a very quick World Cup for them. And it's not no disrespect. In fact, in all honesty, they actually have a team that can go out there and get out of the group. Because most of their players, like, either haven't experienced the World Cup or haven't played on this big stage before and really don't give two damns about any of the other teams. Yes, they will respect who's who, but they really don't care who they're facing. You're talking about a very young England team. Youngsters normally go out there and say, all right, cool, I'm going to show you what I'm about.
Are they going to get the bend? Is he going to get the bend right with the youngsters? Because
That's what I'm not sure.
the first friendly,
Yeah.
let's be honest, Welbeck has had a shocking season. Okay, he does well for England, but the way that the game got lit up as soon as Sterling came on the pitch. Should Sterling come on as an impact player as they love to say in England?
No.
Should he start?
No,
I think
Sterling needs to start.
I think Welbeck needs to be the impact player.
Yeah,
because if you think about it,
Welbeck.
Welbeck is very unpredictable, and I think when players are tired, that will come into that will be England's benefit more than it would be.
And because Sterling's a small, frail. He's small and he's strong, but he's frail compared to someone like Welbeck, who's athletic and who will work tired defenders. If he comes on in the 70th minute, he can make himself about. He's quite fast as well, so he can get in behind.
But do you not think it could be too big a stage? Fair enough. I'm a Liverpool fan. Sterling's had a fantastic season. He's hopefully going to turn out to be a fantasy player. Is it not just a bit too early to throw him into the first game against Italy, where, let's be honest, you want to win it, but you don't have to win it.
For me, I'm a fan of the mantra that if they're good enough, play them. I don't think you should be holding players back for age reasons at this stage, because kids develop a lot younger now.
Not quite experience factor though.
Even experience, but the fact that he's going to
Robert's
go
played a lot of Champions League games.
But Sterling's going to go in there with no fear. He's going to go in there. He doesn't care about Balotelli. He don't care about none of these guys. He's going to go in there. You as a Liverpool fan, I'm surprised you're saying.
Listen, I've already said Sterling should start, but I have to be objective.
Nah, you know what?
I have to be objective and say reasons why he may start. I would want Sterling to start. So all the Liverpool fans who know me now, they don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that Sterling should be on the bench. I want him to start, but I'm trying to see why would he not start?
No.
Why should you start?
I'll be honest with you. This is going to be a World Cup of pace, okay? Let me tell you this right now. You want to play that slow kind of football, you're going to get yourself toasted, okay? It's not just by the sun itself, but by the football that's being played on the field. You're going to need pace to get behind a lot of these defense.
Because England are not going to have possession in any of their games.
Sterling, is going to... If Sterling and Sturridge play, England are likely to get some sort of goals. I'm not going to say they're going to get goals, but they can be a threat if Sterling and Sturridge play. Because, to be honest with you, you're going to need that kind of lineup to really cause any sort of damage. I know people were saying it's unfortunate that Walcott is not going to this kind of World Cup. Even though Walcott has pace, you need a footballing brain. Okay? And unfortunately, he doesn't have a footballing brain. So therefore, this is not just going to be a World Cup of pace, but you're going to see real intelligence in this World Cup. It's not going to take just pure pace and I'm going to pass it over this way because somebody looks free and then somebody cuts it up. No, you're going to actually need real intelligence. England are coming up against Italy in their first game. I think people need to realise that game is make or break, and it's your first game. You win it, you have the likelihood of getting out of the actual group. You lose it and you're in deep water, because you don't want Uruguay as your last game. You don't even want them as your second game.
They got Costa Rica as the last game, so they're fine. That,
Oh yeah? What, you think Costa Rica are going to be a walk in the park?
They just lost their star striker. Right. So that makes it an issue, does it not?
It does.
Does it not?
There's no
saying lost their captain and their best midfielder.
There's no saying that Costa Rica couldn't light up one of those teams. That's a sticky group. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
It's a very sticky group.
For me, England have to go at Italy from the get-go. They cannot allow Italy to start that slow way and they grow into tournaments. That Italy typically will have 3 draws and qualify from the group. You can't allow Italy to do this because this is what they're known for doing. They're notoriously slow starters. And for me, England have to go at it. Roy Hodgson has opened up a can of worms for himself because of the amount of youngsters he's brought. But I think it's a good can of worms. I actually think that the youngsters he's brought are very much the best of England have to offer in the youth department. And it's probably the best group of youngsters we've seen come through at the same time.
For a long
long time. And I'm not going to, I don't think there should be any pressure put on these guys. They are there to get experience, yes, but they should also go there and try to get the most out of it because you just never know when you're going to get to World Cup again. Injuries, anything can cost you. But the group of youngsters they've got, I think they have to throw them in and give them a chance to strut their stuff.
Should Barkley start in the first game? A lot of people have said they should throw Barkley in the first game.
They have said that, but
why not?
If you watch Everton throughout the whole season, he had one of those explosive starts, then he went cold for a long period of time, and then he had another explosive towards the end.
That's young people.
So he's going to be very
good. I think he's a very good impact player.
Yeah,
in this World Cup, I think he will be.
But to start him, you're basically saying we want you to perform now, like not just go and do your best. We want you to perform now, and I don't think that Barkley's the type of person that you could say jump and he'll jump. Like he's going to play at his own pace. He's going to perform.
So, like I said about Sterling. So is it too big a game for him then?
I don't think so.
If he has a really bad game in the first game, could it mess up your receiving?
I don't think so. Not from what Martinez says.
No.
Martinez says a bad game doesn't affect him that much. I think the problem with him is he had burnout. He hadn't been played as consecutive amount of games like that in a season before. It's the first time.
Yeah.
So for me, he's a great impact player. England have actually got a good bunch of impact players. They've got Oxlade-Chamberlain. Wilshere will be good coming off the bench. Barkley good coming off the bench.
Yeah.
They've got a really good group of attacking players.
But will Wilshere come off the bench? Do you see Henderson as Gerrard's partner?
Well,
Because it can't be Lampard. Please God, it can't.
No,
be.
it's definitely not. It won't be Lampard.
So you're saying it's going to be Henderson then? Because it's not Wilshere.
I think the reason it will be Henderson is because of their physical presence he brings to the midfield.
And
he gets across the park. And
Continuity.
him playing with Gerrard, they've been doing it all season.
And because even
Wilshere's been coming back from injury.
Gerrard's good on. Gerrard can find the pass. Wilshere's a better passer than Henderson, but Henderson's got more work rate. He's got more power. He'll be able to keep the engine going to help Gerrard in midfield because it works for Liverpool. Whereas Wilshere might not be able to. He's sometimes shown a bit of
hot-headedness.
Yeah.
Naivety.
Yeah, all those things. So he won't be able to go. He won't be able to go and do the kind of backup that Henderson was providing Gerrard. Henderson basically stopped Gerrard from being exposed at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I think he can do the same thing for England. Whereas if it's Wilshere, you'll see a lot more frailty in that midfield if Wilshere is there with Gerrard, in my opinion.
I hate to be like the party pooper of the group, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of an anticlimax just from
the game
matchup. Just the games in general. I don't mean England, Italy. I mean the group as a whole.
You mean like loads of 0-0s?
I think it's going to be really tight. I can't see a lot of goals in any of these games. I really can't. The Costa Rica, you can say they're battering boys of the group. Yes, but those games against Costa Rica aren't going to be what the size of the group. It's the tight ones. And all of these 3 contests, if you look at in history, England against Uruguay, always tight, never loads of goals. England against Italy, never loads of goals. Uruguay against Italy just don't concede a lot of goals. For some reason, I just don't think it's going to be.
Well, at the moment, they've got the Juve defence. And Juve don't concede goals.
It's a knock-up shot.
Exactly.
It's a knock-up shot.
So, unfortunately, if I was to name 2 out of this group, I'm actually going to go with England. I'm going to go with Italy to qualify from this group.
I'm going to be realistic and go with Uruguay.
They've got no Suarez. Cavani has not shown up well. So
no, I heard on TalkSport they said Suarez is going to be.
Is he going to be 100%? He's in the squad, but is he going to be? Let's be honest, we saw Suarez play the last game of the season against Newcastle, and everyone thought he wants to go because he was playing so poorly. It wasn't that he was injured.
Yeah.
He wasn't fully fit.
That's true. I'll be honest. Like, if England's youngsters can gel, Hodgson's not a particularly good manager in my opinion. But if he can get them to gel the right balance of young and old, like is Rooney gonna start? Is he gonna find the right balance there? We actually speaking. if he can get the right balance, if he can get Lallana playing the way he played for the majority of the season in Southampton, if he can get, if he can get like Baines and is he going to play? Who do you think's going to play right back? Actually,
Glenn Johnson's going to play right back. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He hasn't got another right back.
Maybe James doesn't share my proclivity to how bad I believe Glenn Johnson is.
Johnson is shocking.
Listen, I said before, we said on the show ourselves a couple of weeks ago, that Klein is the best English right back on form in the Premier League.
On form and in
and
performance.
if I had a choice right now to sign Klein, I'll take him over Glenn Johnson.
Okay,
but the simple fact is,
That's
you're
what
not
they
going to
have.
choose Stones and you're not going to choose John Flanagan because they're both on standby. So they're not going to go.
They're not going to play Smalling because he
And
just
you can't play Smalling
play
because
football.
Smalling is shocking as a right back.
Smalling looks like a lost giraffe. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
worth
true.
it. It's not worth it. Me personally, in terms of this group, I know I'm going really heavily on a whim here, but I'm gonna say Italy to top the group, and literally, goal difference is going to separate Uruguay from England.
So Uruguay above England for you?
Uruguay above England, but only on goal difference. That's how tight I'm saying.
Costa Rica game, they're going to
So
be
you
there.
guys said, for me, no. I'm actually liking
I said
what? You said England as well?
I said England and Italy.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
Italy
agreeing
will top
with-
it, but I think England.
I'm agreeing with Leo.
I said
can
Uruguay.
see-
Sorry, I forgot that Suarez was not going to be because
Yeah.
I heard on Talksport they said yeah. So I thought maybe that he'll be recovered.
No, he's going,
But he's not going to be
He's
100%.
not gonna be-
Will he even be 70% in your
He
opinion?
just had
Exactly.
surgery. I mean,
No, but some people, it depends on how severe the damage was in his knee that they repaired because sometimes you could have keyhole surgery and you're
You know
fine
what?
to run in 2 days' time.
Uruguay might get a little bit of taste of their own medicine because they're notorious for kicking the crap out of people
Yeah.
in games. And, when they come up against Italy or someone might just go, you know
Yeah.
what, Suarez, I'm not sure how that surgery went, but,
Just
just
test it
out.
I'll be honest with you. I want Uruguay clean out of this tournament in the group, bottom of the.
That's
As a
fine.
Ghanaian, you suffered from the hands of Suarez. Of course you would.
But I understand if I have to be fair as a pundit, that I don't mind saying that I do see them scraping out this group, and
It's not for me. I can just see.
I was,
I can see
When
England. Like you said, they've actually got a
No
good
one
bench now.
expects
I'm not
They've got a
denying.
good bench.
But that's
England
what I'm
are-
saying.
I think they'll come. They'll do it. I think they'll beat.
England could actually finish top of this group,
I
and
think they will.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying in terms of where I think they'll finish in the group is because I think they're rubbish. No, I wouldn't. I can actually change it tomorrow and say, you know what, it's possible that they can finish top of the group. But I'm saying in terms of experience, I'm going for experience that will see certain teams
Okay,
out of this
take
group.
experience. If you said which team is going to get there based on pure potential of the squad,
Pure potential
you
of the squad.
You put
I'll put England. I'll put
above
England top.
Uruguay.
I'll put England top
You
of the
put
group.
England on top.
I'll put
Look-
England.
looking
If
at that.
I'm going off just potential, I'll put England top of the group with 6 points.
it's just the know-how of Uruguay.
Yeah,
That's the thing, though. If you,
Is that for second?
yeah, no, for
of
second.
the group.
No,
I was going to say
I'm-
because Italy's potential.
No, potential.
Right.
We all agree.
I have to put it out
No,
there.
but I'm not denying Italy's potential, but as Lee said, they're slow starters. They're notorious. We've seen them in tournaments with a fantastic group of players and still finish second.
And
He's gone against the grain this year. He's actually gone younger. He's actually gone for guys that a lot of people who are
Yeah,
watching
of
World
course,
Cup
yeah.
will think, who is that guy? Look, for instance, he's taken Insigne, he's taken Immobile.
Not Insigne deserved it.
But Immobile had a great season.
Some people will say, who is he? He had a fantastic under-21s World Cup.
Yeah, of course,
no, it's Euros a couple of years ago. And then we've got Immobile, who just
Signed
secured
for Dortmund.
just for Dortment,
Well,
who was Italian's top goal
I'm not
scorer.
gonna lie, they brought in a goalkeeper, Matteo Perin, who I only knew from FIFA.
Exactly.
That's how I wanted to be.
He won't play. Obviously, because Buffon will play.
But missing their orchestra, their conductor, Mr. Pirlo.
And it's not even that, it's Pirlo and Montalivo.
Pirlo's injured.
Pirlo and Montalivo are not there, so that's their two main guys.
Yeah,
That's
they're
incredible
two
tears.
conductors.
That's incredible.
Missing.
I'm not even watching that
gives,
group now that that's been
it
said.
gives one of our friends, Jason, his favourite player, Marquisio, a chance to shine. It gives Candreva, who he never really gets a chance because of the normal guys that are there, a chance to come and play. And De Rossi, the boss.
De Rossi deserves this.
De Rossi gets a chance to boss that midfield. So who knows? And the youngsters, Insigne, like we said Immobile, we've said Pirlo is in the squad now, but are you officially saying that he's been ruled out of the 23?
No, he's been named in the 23.
But he may not feature.
I don't know how if he's fit enough
to play.
Fit enough to play.
So
I
what
hope
to see,
he does
and
play.
Verratti, a good, very good, if not
Quality.
very, very. What's the best way to say it? He takes too many risks. I'll
He
say.
does take a
There's
lot
times
of
where
risks.
he's at the edge of his box and he's trying to nutmeg people
He does
and
take
do
a
1-2s,
lot
and you're
of
thinking,
risks.
what is this you
But
doing?
that kid is quality.
Yeah, that's the press release, isn't
Quality.
it?
He's going to be one of those guys that I think he'll come of age in this World Cup.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
quality.
He's
So-
really impressive.
Groups, just to clarify, Cyril, will start with you again because we had a bit of confusion.
Okay, seeing as Suarez is not even going to be 60%, I'm going to give the edge just to England. So I'm going to go with England. I'm going to go with Italy, England.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Italy, Uruguay.
Leon.
England, Italy.
Why did you just say that? Because I was going to say the same thing. I get the feeling, for me, if England beat Italy, they won the group. So I would say England, Italy, because I get the feeling that they might just do it.
Yeah,
Let's just
I can
have
understand.
some faith in England. So
Okay,
they might
let's
just
have
do
some
it.
faith in
For me,
England.
I think it's going to be one of those, the opposite. The expectation's not there.
Will
And
happen.
it's like, you know what? We need to just take this group by the scruff of the neck and win it. And they must might do it because they've had really crap groups in the past and they've been shocking.
It's true.
It's a tough-
We've been asking for an England team like this for a long time.
Yeah, we've got it.
And we finally got the team that we wanted. Basically, they took the best of the youth and they're just going to throw them in the deep end.
For all the Liverpool fans out there who are upset, England will be drawing 1-1. Lambert will come on and score the winning goal. Make his 4 million transfer worth all the
They've got a
heartache.
certified penalty taker.
All the heartache.
Exactly.
Certified penalty taker.
So that's it for this group. We'll do the other groups next time we're on the show. So I'd like to thank Leon, I'd like to thank Yao, I'd like to thank Cyril.
Thank you.
This has been Armchair Pundits. Come on, England.
Good night.